Mahomet-Seymour Board of Education is called to order. It is 6:30 p.m. Monday, July 21st. At this time, I'd like to remind everyone to please sign in and silence their cell phones. I would also like to remind our visitors that in order to facilitate an effective meeting, we ask those who wish to make comments to the board read the visitor guidelines, which are found on the table right outside the door, and complete the attached public participation form. Sarah. Public participation is only allowed during the public participation portions of the meeting. Other than those times, board meetings are not interactive with those in attendance. Cantor.
Here.
Jordan.
Here.
Lamb.
Here.
McComb.
Here.
Rock.
Here.
Severance. Here. McMurray. Here. Let's stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You have all had a chance to look at the agenda. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Okay, this is a voice vote. All those in favor of approving the agenda as presented, say aye.
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 All those opposed? Okay. Approved. Dr. Babby, we get to hear about some new staff members.
Yes, very exciting. All right, so we have a few new staff members with us tonight that we are looking forward to introducing. This. All right, so we're going to start at MPE, and we are going to welcome Kristen Sanderson, our new kindergarten teacher. Come on up, Kristen. So Kristen is joining us. She has spent several years. She taught in Unit 4. She taught in Arcola, and so she's done some private home daycare, licensed with DCFS, so spending a lot of time with some of our youngest learners, and she's excited to join us for kindergarten. She loves spending time with her husband, chauffeuring her girls, Tegan and Briley, around to their various activities, reading, and being a part of her church. So Kristen is joining our kindergarten team this year, and we're very excited to have her. So welcome, Kristen.
It's you. Yeah, good.
Great to have you with us.
All right, next up, we are jumping over to the junior high. And we have Anastasia Hoffman joining us in a paraprofessional role. She is working on her early childhood associate's degree in Parkland. However, she's excited to take on a whole different group of students at the junior high and learn a whole different skill set with them. And so she's looking forward to growing personally and professionally this year, enjoys outside of school working on different crafting, cooking, and things like that. So Anastasia, welcome to the junior high.
You'll have to learn the new language too, right?
Yeah,
I've been doing mine.
for sure. All right, also at the junior high, we have Jessica Holcomb joining us for our 7th grade math teaching position. She is coming to us from Rantoul. She previously spent a couple years in Danville prior to that. And so we've gotten a chance to know Jessica, and she is very much into mentoring other teachers, spending time, ensuring that new teachers have the support and help they need in previous districts. And she also loves math, and so we're excited to have her here teaching math with us. So she also likes to spend time doing crafts outside of school, camping, gardening, all sorts of things. So Jessica, welcome.
It's great to have you with us.
All right, now we're going to take a trip over to the high school. We have a couple of awesome hires here. So Erin Ahrens is going to be serving in our family and consumer science teaching role. She spent the time last school year working at Urbana as a family and consumer science teacher. This is an opportunity she decided to take after raising some kids and doing things with them and whatnot. And now she's back in the classroom with us. So we're excited to have her. and she will be spending time at the high school in family consumer science. So welcome.
Thank you.
Super cute.
I love it. You'll have to tell. You know me.
Yeah. Right. Rachel McVeigh is here joining us. She is going to be filling one of our Spanish teaching positions. Yeah, we like Spanish teaching positions around here and getting them filled. And so she, as you can see up there, has a wealth of experience, not only in Spain and Costa Rica, and making sure that she has been spending time at Mount Pulaski recently, teaching Spanish. And so she is coming to us now. She had a very successful CLI literacy program in Mount Pulaski, was able to get 24 students to earn their CLI literacy, which is awesome. So we are so excited to have you here in Mahomet and teaching our youngest students some Spanish. So thank you so much. Welcome.
Yes, it's amazing. Nice to meet you.
All right. Last but not least, Claire Schwarzentraub. Claire is joining us from Blue Ridge. She taught at Blue Ridge for a year and is now going to spend time with us. She is taking on our new Applied Algebra 2 class at the high school, so we're very excited. And that has grown to 2 sections versus just 1 recently. And so we're excited about that. So welcome, Claire. Thanks for joining us.
That's my daughter's favorite teacher.
One of
my favorites.
Yeah.
All right, new staff, we are so excited you're here, but you don't have to stay. You're welcome to stay. It's
And no offense to anybody that we did ooh for, but we get especially excited about Spanish teachers and special ed teachers and bus drivers. But we love you all.
Thank you so much. So congratulations. We are so
Thank you.
excited to have you. All right, our next item is the consent agenda. The consent agenda includes minutes for the June 16th meeting, both open and closed session, bills as presented, treasurer's report as presented, personnel changes as presented, surplus items that include the MPE social studies books, and out-of-state overnight trip requests. Does anybody want to pull any of those out for individual consideration? Okay. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda items as presented?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Discussion. Okay, let's do a roll call vote, please.
Esther,
Yes.
Jordan,
Yes.
Lamb,
Yes.
McComb,
Yes.
Rock,
Yes.
Severance,
Yes.
Bickford.
Yes. Okay. Passes. Donations, Dr. Lee.
Yes, we have 3 donations this month, one from Pamela Kurtz to Mom's Pantry for the amount of $1,000. Mahomet United Methodist Church to Mom's Pantry for $740.70. And then also one that's a little bit out of the ordinary here is from the Chicago Bears for the Girls Flag Football Activity Fund of $2,500. The Chicago Bears have been really supportive statewide of the implementation of girls flag football. So by simply requesting, and Matt was aware, Mr. Hensley was aware that you can request those, and he has put in for that, and we received the money from them. So we appreciate the Chicago Bears and their commitment to girls flag football and making sure that it gets off the ground. Really cool.
That is so cool.
For a total of $4,240.70.
Do we have to sing Bear Down, Chicago Bears?
Nah, because I'm not
If
sure.
we want another 2,500.
Or the Super Bowl shuffle.
Oh, that dates us, no?
I do.
How he does it.
That and the outside.
Room and half the viewing audience does not know what you speak.
Okay. Superintendent recommends the approval of the donations as presented. Do I have a motion to approve the donations?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second? Any further discussion? Great, let's do a roll call vote.
Jordan,
Yes.
Lamb,
Yes.
McComb,
Yes.
Rock,
Yes.
Severance,
Yes.
Bannister,
Yes.
McMurray.
Yes. Okay, the motions are presented. Any PTO, no one from MSEA, Foundation Communication? Anything, Justin?
No, nothing to report.
Okay. Okay, board communication. Anybody have anything they want to share?
I'll just point out one thing really quickly. There were at least a couple of Mahomet-Seymour grads that we introduced tonight as new certified staff, and I think it goes a step further than the grow your own teacher recruitment plan, but really special to see and welcome home to them.
I've got just a really brief one. Sorry, Jeff, if you were ready to go.
Fine.
When I first started serving, it was, one of my things. I really wanted to be transparent and make sure that we're communicating to the community and being as open as possible. And the extra reports from the admin I thought were really awesome. So I really felt like I have a really good pulse of every area of the school. I just really appreciate that. I'm glad that the community, if they're going through our board packet, they can see that. And I think that's really awesome. So thank you, everyone that did that.
Sure. The Bulldog Bullpen Club, I'm not sure if you all saw that or not. Group after the Gridiron Club looks to support our baseball organization and softball organization. So I'm really excited about that. There's a group of people that really want to impact those two sports, and excited to see that. Again, a group of people who volunteering, help improve our extracurricular activities in town. Appreciate Dr. Lee's help with it, Matt Hensley's help with it. So ready to see where that's going to go.
I like what Jeff said. I felt the expanded reports were very helpful, and I appreciate them a bunch.
I have nothing to add, but agree with all.
I'd say Jeff.
You did.
So,
I thought
you said Justin,
That's
but we know what you're talking about. It's all right.
Well, Kyle said.
I have Cherokee.
I don't pay much attention to anything Jeff says, but I really like it. I'm just kidding. Bullpen Club, good stuff. I did listen.
The only thing I want to add is that, kind of going along with Kyle's comment about the transparency on the board. One of the things that I'm really proud of with this board is how cohesive we've been, how we have worked through issues respectfully, calmly, had really good, deep conversations. We take time every year to evaluate ourselves and decide what can we do to get better as a board. The Illinois Association of School Boards, IASB, has a governance award that they invite all school boards across Illinois to apply for. So Dr. Lee and I met last week or before, to look through all the parts that are required of it. And we've gone ahead and started filling that out to submit it for our board. I think it's probably just like a little recognition certificate, but the questions are really helpful in the reflection of what we've done as a board. And so one of the things they talk about is, how are you communicating with your community about what's happening on the board? And like you were saying, with the transparency of the board reports, but also how are you involving community in conversations? And the work that we've done as a board, even though it didn't result in a past referendum, the work we've done as a board to really kind of hear community voices and also share what's happening in our school district with our community, I think is honorable and should be commended. So we are putting all of that together. It's due August 1st. Have just a couple more essays to write, which get those done in a
This is nothing compared to your national board. So
it is nothing compared to national boards. So we will get that submitted, and then I don't know if we find out maybe at national conference, I'm not sure, or at annual conference, if that's when we find out, or I don't know. Sarah, do you know off the top of your head? Yeah, I don't either. So we'll keep you posted about that, but I wanted you guys to know that it's been really fun to kind of look back and be like, wow, we've done a lot as a school board. So thank you to all of you for all
Thank you,
the work
Max.
do.
Appreciate it.
Okay, let's go on to director reports. Anything from, well, I guess we can go piece by piece. Communications, you saw that. Any questions in communications?
No questions. I've noticed Jessica's posts online, social media and stuff. I thought she's done a great job so far with getting stuff out.
That parent square looks awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so easy to enroll for somebody that's not tech savvy. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
The email took everything, I mean, it did it all.
I've already gotten notification here. Parking pass.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, today, we had to do it today.
Did you get your notification on Parent Square though?
Yeah.
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 It's working.
That makes
It is very well,
That's awesome.
very well.
I know Heather's not here, but I always love to point out the percentage of budget collected versus fiscal year completed. 100% of the fiscal year completed, and we collected 105% of the budgeted revenue. And we spent 89% of the budgeted expenses. So maybe she could at some point expand on that, but that's a recipe for success.
Looks like positive cash flow to me.
Positive cash flow,
That's right.
It's a lot better than negative.
Yep.
unless you budgeted for
We
that.
had both and positive.
You got it down.
Still
What
not-
about, one of the ones that I really loved the transportation report because I told Kenny, Dr. Lee, that one of the things last year that we were really struggling with was figuring out how many kids actually needed busing. And so to have it, the fact that he put in the report that we have that included within Skyward, within registration, and we're, what, 1,000 more kids or something ahead of what we were this time last year, like automatically that's gonna set you up for a smoother beginning of the year. So I appreciated that information. Any other?
Dwayne's report, I thought it was really good also.
Oh, that was
Just, I
Very helpful.
just love seeing, like we've approved all these things along the line, but like where they're at in the timeline and kind of brief explanation. I really appreciate that. So.
Anything more on financial?
IT report too.
Yeah.
IT.
Yes.
Yep, all the reports.
Yeah.
Awesome.
More financial. Okay, how about anything on Dr. Beckby's report? Questions for her? Do you want to say anything, Megan?
Yeah, just an update on some grants and where we're at on those competitive grants, and then some busy work we've been doing with PBIS team. And then we spent a good portion of our morning unpacking that picture from Lincoln Trail and delivering those to classrooms. So they're getting the curriculum and CKLA materials that were approved and all of that. So we're excited.
All right, Dr. Lee?
Just a thing to note on first of all, I appreciate the directors submitting their reports as well, but that is a direct result of our goal setting team of ways that we can improve the district that we had for my evaluation, that we'll work on those goals tonight. So appreciate your guys' input on that and feedback as well. Appreciate all the work that Dr. Bagby and the tech department have done with Parent Square. That's right in line with our strategic plan with regard to communications. And then also remember, that's a direct result of improving the multi-language learner audit that we recently.
Can I interrupt you real
Yeah.
quick on that? The other thing
Actually, no.
Continue and then she can chime in at the end.
The other thing I noticed that I appreciated was in registration, what language would you like communication home in? I was like, oh, I bet that's directly.
It is.
That was good. I'm glad that we're able to implement some easy ways.
Absolutely.
And then the last thing outside of my report is that Mr. Rock mentioned about the revenue and expenses. And this is also the first time in quite some time that we've been in a fiscal year with 150 days cash on hand. So
Yeah.
that's a very positive sign
Unbelievable.
for the school district as well, as compared to the pre-evidence-based funding days when we were on general state aid. You remember that it was a real
Yeah.
struggle just to get by.
Hold on by our teeth to try to.
Appreciate Heather's work on that as well.
Okay, regular business, unfinished business, living, the strategic plan update.
Yes, actually, a lot of the updates were in the director's reports that were submitted. You can see that Dr. Bagby is continuing to work with elementary grade level leaders, and we're getting our teams together as we finalize plans for this fall. And this Thursday morning, our building leaders from MPE and LT will be meeting together for the first half with Dr. Bagby, and then they'll buy buildings in the second half of the morning as well. So we look forward to that. Jessica Bryson, as you guys have seen, has hit the ground running. Got some great ideas, and we're in a meeting tomorrow about some other ways to communicate out. And then we've already talked about Parent Square. As far as facilities and Goal 5 safety, our assistant principals who presented in May are meeting next week to prepare all of the reunification materials that go along with in the event that we would need to reunify. And it's quite involved, and I appreciate Sarah taking all of the buildings orders and consolidating them, and then ordering all of the materials that we need. And then our assistant principals will put those together on the 29th. So and then also that our front entrance at Mahomet-Seymour Junior High is more secure, and a portable's been added. That, as I told the News Gazette last week, that does not fix a lot of our struggles that we still have with. I mean, that does not widen hallways, that does not add urinals, that does not add toilets, that does not add tables in the cafeteria. So the struggle will continue to be there. It doesn't expand gym space when we look at that. So again, even though that we've had those expenses and we've got a more secure front door, and added that third portable, that doesn't shy away from the fact that we still are going to have space issues at Lincoln Trail as well as the junior high, and we'll continue to see it in other buildings as well.
I'll make a couple of comments on facilities. I think there's some folks in the communities that think, portables are a long-term solution, and there's nothing wrong with that. They work, it's fine. I feel, and I know there's others on the boards that feel this way too, that portables are not a good long-term solution. Besides security issues and traveling issues and lack of bathrooms and things like that stand out, obviously, every time we put one of those in the ground, we spend $100,000 that we never ever recover. That's basically, it doesn't do anything for us even from a capital asset standpoint. And then of course we're paying rent on those along the way. So I would encourage us as now to start thinking about what we're looking at next fall, next August, when we're coming back to school. Obviously, there's not much we can do to affect this year at this point, but what kind of adjustments can we make? Junior high options are pretty limited. I mean, they really are. I personally voted for the last portable because we needed it for special ed space. If we would have needed it for special ed space, I probably would not have supported it. Because again, I think portables are pretty much a waste of money. Special ed space we have to have. I guess in retrospect, could we have eliminated a math and a history section and combined and had bigger classrooms and come up with the room that way? I don't know. We had a time to look at that, and I would encourage us to look further ahead this year. Lincoln Trail, I think we've got some more options possibly at Lincoln Trail. I think we've got options with this building. We divided rooms in half at the junior high, and everybody seemed to think that was okay. Well, we've got bigger classrooms here than we do at Lincoln Trail. Maybe we need to look at shifting some kids from Lincoln Trail over here. I don't know. But I feel real strong that portables are a waste. Of our resources. We have precious few tax dollars to work with, and portables just doesn't seem like a good use of them. That comes out of operating money. It's not capital money. It inhibits our ability to fund the ed fund like we would like it to, and repairs and maintenance like we would need to. We just take that money and sink it in the ground. So I know what everyone else's thoughts are, but I would like to get out ahead of what we think our needs are next year and look at some real creative ways to solve those besides add portables.
Dr. Lee, can I ask a question following that? Do you have our enrollment numbers yet for what junior high would look like and what the fifth grade class would look like? When do you think you'll have them?
So the most, I don't know that I would say the most accurate, but generally sixth day enrollment. So, I mean, we've got a projection, I believe in the article, Nathan said that we're gonna see a small increase right now based on the eighth grade class that we're sending to the high school and the fifth grade class coming in, like maybe from 8:15 to 8:25. Please don't quote me on that. But I'll report back, after the sixth day of school, and we'll give you the sixth day enrollment and by building.
Thank you. Yep, you bet.
So Max, I think one of the things that I agree with and appreciate about what you said is that we can't really do anything right now. Like, we're stuck for this coming year.
Yep.
But I think one thing that we all have committed to is thinking like down the line. Because right now we don't have a referendum on the table. Even if we were to have a referendum on the table, we wouldn't be building a new school in the fall. We know that class sizes are going to continue to grow because our community is growing. So I do kind of want to keep that conversation on the table of what options are there for making sure that we're addressing the space issues. So Max, you had mentioned combining classes at the junior high to make larger class sizes. Okay. Moving some of third grade to Middletown, to MPE, sorry, which we could potentially do if we had, like, you would be able to free up some classroom space if you took your specials and put them on carts. Those classroom spaces would become third grade classrooms.
Yep.
You wouldn't even need to do all of third grade.
No, we could move part of third grade here and be ahead of them, right?
Right. Even if we weren't to do that, one thing that has been on the radar for a while is the idea of putting like the trail specials on carts. That way that opens up an art classroom as a classroom space, a music classroom as a classroom space, STEAM classroom as a classroom space. So that adds 3 more classroom spaces right there. And the other, you did not say this, but the other thing that could happen is that as people are leaving, we just don't fill those positions. And then those lower class, rather than,
Well, yeah, and I was gonna talk about
junior
that.
high boosting sizes, making class sizes larger.
You know, we lost a first grade teacher here, I understand, and decided not to rehire that based on what we thought projected class sizes were.
As of projections right now.
As the projections right now, okay, which brings me to my next point. We've had, you know, for lots of years, the matrix, right? And this is what we want our class sizes to be. And if we hit the number, add a teacher.
Mhm.
It hasn't been checked with the board. It's been add a teacher. And I hate saying this because it's not what I want to do, but none of this is what we want to do. But maybe we need to suspend those for a while, or at least take a look at those maybe next month again. And are those still numbers that we can live with from a facility standpoint? I think educationally, we would love to live with those numbers, but from a facility standpoint, can we continue to make those numbers work? Or do we need to start saying, you know what, we're gonna accept higher class sizes?
Makes me nervous. I don't want to lose good teachers. I'm worried about losing good teachers if we increase the class sizes.
Well, I do too.
Never.
I do too.
I feel like we've
But
lost
something-
some good teachers at the
I
junior
think we
high.
already have.
The challenge.
And, you know, the community's given us limited options right now, right? I would think if our electorate as a whole was very concerned about that, they would have maybe passed a referendum, but they haven't.
I think the other response in my mind, when you said, I don't want to lose good teachers because of larger class sizes, I feel like we've kind of dumped on the junior high throughout. Not
Oh, gosh,
necessarily,
yes.
that's not the right word. We haven't dumped on the junior high, but we've been, our
We've
hands
stressed
are
the junior high.
tied at the junior high. And so because of that, I feel like our junior high teachers have had a lot more stress
Yeah.
because of that.
Haven't changed.
Whereas I feel like we've done a really good job protecting our other buildings from the stress of it.
You know, I've said this before, we've made some decisions in years past that we felt were the right decisions at the time. Dividing classrooms in half. building this building not as big as maybe we felt it should be, but as big as we could afford without going to the taxpayers. Adding portables. And they were all done to kind of cushion the short-term impact on our students the best we could and our staff in the district as best we could. And in retrospect, I'm wondering if we've not done ourselves a disservice. We've kind of mitigated some of this stuff. And now we're out of ways to mitigate and nowhere to go. With the community just, well, they can just continue to mitigate it. They've been doing, like there's a magic space fairy we can create instantly more space and solve our problems, and there just isn't. So there we go. And I'm sure if people catch this tonight, we'll be hearing tomorrow about why we should, outlaw new construction in Mahomet. But there should be, we've got a lot of space in our geography that's not in the village of Mahomet, that even if the village will cooperate on that, isn't really gonna make much difference because they'll just build in those other areas. Let's just put up a fleet of portables. Well, again, a fleet of portables, that's 100,000 every time we put one in the ground that we never ever see again, that comes out of operating money. And on top of that, to Dr. Lee's point, we've got no bigger cafeterias, we've got no bigger hallways, we've got no bigger bathrooms. And those are already at the junior high stretched way over capacity now. There's just a lot of common answers that we hear from folks on how they think we should do this that just don't make sense and just don't work. I wish they did, but they don't.
I'm wondering how we might leverage our new communications person to really, here's the challenge. I want the good news of our district out, but I also want the reality of our space issues out.
Oh, yeah.
So, and the challenge, Max, you hit it on the head. The challenge is we're doing really well. Our kids are doing really well because our teachers are incredibly resilient and
Yeah.
they make the best of the situation.
Our kids are resilient, our teachers are resilient, our kids do good
So
work.
it's hard to
Staff
say
does good work.
our kids are suffering when
It's not just about kids today, it's kids in the future.
100%. But it is also the kids. today.
Unfortunately, when it starts deteriorating, it's gonna happen quicker than we can react to it.
Yep. And it's at that point, it's
Within suddenly.
right. And then it's too late. Any other thoughts? Okay, keep pondering and keep thinking and mull it over. Dr. Lee, next month, I was looking ahead, we've got our study session is August 4th, which I think we're probably gonna do like some self-reflection time, right? Is that meeting?
So that'll be tentative budget.
Yep.
But in the coming months, what I would like for us to do, we've been through the self-evaluation through the Association of School Boards. We've had the Art of School Boarding 1 and the Art of School Boarding 2. So what I think I'd like for us to suggest is that we go through the DISC assessment. So it's similar to, the Kiersey Bates or the Myers-Briggs, but in participating in the chief of police interviews, all of the candidates had gone through the DISC assessment by ARC Consulting, who is a Maxwell trained facilitator. And I thought that I had never seen those results before like that, and seeing on how we all work together and how we can learn to understand each other a little bit better. If the board would be agreeable to something like that, I thought maybe for our professional development that we generally do in the fall, that might be something because it seems like we've just done a self-evaluation and we've already done the Art of School Boarding twice. And I think that.
I think it would be
That idea.
I've done it, I don't remember what.
At some point, whether it's a study session or the board, I would like to look at the class size guidelines again, because I think
Well, yeah, so that's what I was,
we need to address.
yeah, but that's what I jotted down, like just being able to look at the class size numbers. And maybe we wait until September when we've got like a better,
Probably when
6th day of enrollment.
when we've got a better gauge on some of that. So Sarah, would you please put that on for the study session in September? In August, we'll have the tentative budget, and then.
Yeah.
Do you
we'll
see us-
follow tomorrow with our.
Do you see us needing to add anything to meet the guidelines between now and when school starts?
No, not that it would pop out, but if it would, I can always reach out.
I would prefer, it's always been, just do it, right? But
Yeah.
at this point, I think I'd prefer a heads up on that
Okay.
because You gotta ask, I guess, where's the space coming from to do it?
I'm not a fan of surveys. I think people get survey fatigue. One of the things, I've talked to a few folks lately about why did they vote the way that they did? Part of it was they didn't understand what the surveys were saying, and then the outputs were confusing. So I'm way ahead right now, but that's something we should put in our back.
Yes, and keep in mind when we're looking at the
Good to hear.
the consult group. Yes, yeah.
Anything we can learn about why the community is thinking the way they're thinking is helpful.
Okay, thank you. Let's go on to item 2, consideration and possible approval of proposal for after-school programming with Stevens Family YMCA.
Yes, Stevens Family YMCA has now completed 3 years of taking over our after-school program for our residents. We've had very few problems, and they've been able to sufficiently staff the program, which was, I'm told, was quite a task prior to them taking it over. So we would like to continue that relationship for another year with the Stevens Family YMCA.
Any discussion on that?
I think it's a great program.
I agree.
Yes. It has, they've done a good job, and prior there were ongoing operational headaches, I guess, for lack of.
The superintendent recommends that the Board of Education approve the agreement with Stevens Family YMCA for after-school programming as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Okay, let's do a roll call, please.
Lamb,
Yes.
McComb,
Yes.
Bach,
Yes.
Severance,
Yes.
Bannister,
Yes.
Jordan,
Yes.
and Murray.
Yes, okay, that is approved. Consideration and possible approval of the exterior visitor football bleachers at the high school.
You'll remember at an earlier meeting, we came back, we were presented with a bid from our architect for $245,000 from GT bleachers, and that was GT grandstands, and that was for seating for 250 people, which just wasn't enough. I mean, we need to have 700 seats over there at our football field. So in going back, we certainly asked, yes, go back and get a number from GT grandstands, but we really feel like we need a number from Southern bleachers, just because we felt like that 245 was pretty hefty on the 250 seats. So in going back and having Petrie Kuhn reach out to Southern bleachers as well as GT grandstands, we feel like the best value is to go with Southern Bleacher, which is a major player in the bleacher game. And then also in looking at those through the government cooperative buying that we can utilize through Buy Board. We're recommending that we go with Southern Bleacher. We can save about $12,000 by going to a 30-inch elevated walkway, but with it being on a football field, we feel that 42 inches is what we need to stay with to be more elevated on that. And we also feel like the $3,500 for painted riser boards just would make the more appealing aesthetically. So we are recommending a total package of $457,000 and $457,333, which is a savings over GT grandstand of $54,000. And also remember that this is all part of the health, life, safety bonds that we had already issued. There's got that earmarked for it because of the condition based on the bleacher inspections with that.
Any questions?
What would be estimated completion time?
Well,
We're not getting them in for this year.
I don't envision that, but you can see in the timeline that Southern Bleacher is a faster delivery between 30 and 45 days as opposed to 120 days. But in this market with steel and things like that, unless they've got them halfway put together at a time, I just don't envision anything happening until after football season.
Yeah.
And it's still Petrie Coon doing the
Yes,
installation.
yes. So, but when you go through a purchasing cooperative to save those dollars, then you're engaging with Southern Bleacher, but it's Petrie Coon doing the work.
And
Opposed to the opposite, right?
is this the project where there'd be a temporary road from?
Yes,
Westwood?
yes. And that's included in.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
What's the time frame on this?
We'll have to, once we get engaged with them, we'll have a better idea on the
Yeah.
time frame. But my guess would be is that it'll just be after football season. they
Got
get
it.
started.
All right.
Talk a little more about the 42-inch elevated walkway and the 30-inch. Are we talking width or height?
Height on the initial,
On the initial.
of the walkway.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Because remember, originally I had the bright idea of wanting a portable unit back there so we could move them around. a lot.
Right, and they're.
And then you realize that when you've got a portable without even the 30, you're giving up the first 3 or 4 rows. So that was a horrible idea.
I'm with you now. Okay.
If I do say so myself.
Good self-reflection.
What do we have for, what do we have
Mark that
for,
for my friend, so-
are we pouring concrete? I would imagine as
Yeah.
part of this project. What do we have for concrete sidewalk going over there? Do we have enough? I mean, I'm not walked over there.
I have no idea.
I think you just walk on the track.
Feel good about the time.
Oh, we don't want to walk.
My memory from,
We do the track every years as it is.
I don't know what that is, but I
we
don't.
still fine.
Sidewalk over there. I mean, if we've been.
There is a sidewalk
Is there?
around.
Okay.
And then to the visitors.
I mean, I think we're
I've
talking.
only walked over there once in all these years. And I was,
List, I
and
think.
I was amazed by how much road traffic you could hear over
That'd
there.
be-
I'm glad that was the visitor side, not the home side.
Yeah.
You know where I'd really want a restroom? In the junior high.
Oh, I don't disagree with you. I
If
mean,
we're health specialists.
yes.
Yeah. Okay, any other questions about bleachers?
No.
The superintendent recommends that the Board of Education approve the bid for new exterior bleachers at the high school from Southern Bleacher in the amount of $457,333 as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Or a second, sorry.
Second.
Any further discussion? Becky, you good?
Yeah, I was just looking like here, it says Southern, it says like 30 to 45 days to remove.
There is a timeline.
Yeah. Schedule on there.
From the time they start though,
Yeah.
which that's the question.
Yeah, and then that was also a time when they were giving us the information for this, which was,
Installation is 2 to 3 weeks.
yeah.
Maybe.
It's tough for track season, but
Yeah, and if, I mean, if the weather holds out, I think that would be realistic.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Can I get a roll call vote, please?
McComb,
Yes.
Hawk,
Yes.
Severns,
Yes.
Bannister,
yes.
Jordan,
Yes.
Lamb,
Yes.
McMurray.
Yes, those are approved, so we'll get some bleachers. All right, a new business consideration and possible approval of a bid for fencing.
So when you approve the application for the school project maintenance grant, which is a matching grant up to $100,000, remember that you approved a fencing project to be put out to bid. Trail Elementary as well as an asphalt project for various buildings. So these are the bids that are back for the fencing project and Main Street Construction, you can see, which is a local company, was $21,000 less than SK Services. And then also they include the gates, and this $143,000 does not include the gates. So as we get in, we may have a small change order here and there on the actual gates. If we feel like with maintenance, we want to go wider or not. But what we're recommending right now is the standard gates at $122,111 for that fencing project at Lincoln Trail. And we're excited about that because that's going to enclose that.
How much are we fencing?
There should have been diagram.
Diagram. Oh,
So you
I may
can,
not have scrolled far enough.
you can see that the projects, if you read there, for security purposes, to control access to the rear of the school and limit the number of areas where non-school personnel can enter. It's also will run up by the transportation building as well, so.
I don't recall seeing the a diagram either, but I can picture there.
So they've got some aluminum ornamental fences showing here, but we're putting in.
It was like 3 different materials.
Yeah, it'll be a combination of what was best for each area when they put out the specs.
They are doing some.
It's like some of it was like galvanized chain link, some of it was
Yes.
like the black
Yes.
rubberized chain link.
So we are doing some more about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other questions? Discussion? Okay, the superintendent recommends that the Board of Education approve a low bid of $122,111 from Main Street Construction for our fencing project at Lincoln Trail Elementary as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Oh, boy.
That was me.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Okay, let's do a roll call, vote, please.
Rock,
Yes.
Severance,
Yes.
Bannister,
Yes.
Jordan,
Yes.
Lamb,
Yes.
McComb,
Yes.
McMurray.
Yes. Okay, we'll get some new fencing. Consideration and possible approval of increased treasurer stipend.
Yes, as we start a new fiscal year, Heather sent out a memo last week that we have not increased our treasurer stipend since fiscal year 2017. So was asking, it's a part-time stipend position, was just asking if we could increase that at a 4.5%, 5% on that. And Dr. Bagby and I's response was the same, that, we haven't increased it since 2017. Let's just look at a $500 increase and kind of get past that 4.5%, 5%. So I think that's a fair number for the amount of work stipend and such, and that's what we're recommending, and we'll keep that on our radar moving forward. So.
Questions? Okay. The superintendent recommends that the Board of Education approve the increase to the treasurer's stipend as presented. Do I have a motion?
Moved.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All right, roll call vote, please.
Severance,
Yes.
Bannister,
Yes.
Jordan,
Yes.
Lamb,
Yes.
McComb,
Yes.
Rock,
Yes.
McMurray.
Yes, that is approved. Request 119 for discussion.
Yes, I've read through the packet as an initial read, and I sure didn't see any changes of any substance at first glance, just as far as it's just quality assurance and a 5-year review, a lot of small semantics and changing some words here and there, but certainly I'll go back through it, and as you peruse it at your convenience, if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out and let me know.
Does anybody have any questions on that? I agree. I felt like they were all very superficial.
Yes, yeah, changing, certificate to licensure, things
Right, I
like
saw
that.
like web,
Important stuff like that.
webmaster to internet administrator.
Yes.
They're not wizard.
Yeah. Okay, dual credit, Dr. Bagby.
Yeah, just an update. Back in the October board meeting, you approved dual credit vet science. And it came to our attention in April that we do not currently have a staff member who would be certified to teach that as dual credit. So it will be taught as regular vet and animal science. Mr. Benedict and I have a meeting in Portland tomorrow afternoon to talk about how to get that back on track. For that professional development plan for that teacher, be able to teach that course. This was not news any of us wanted to hear by any means. However, since that was approved, to review and make sure you had a chance for any questions. As that is a board approved item, things like that. So just out of transparency and making sure you know what is going on. It was not offered to students as dual credit. And so we worked through those conversations and things like that. And again, we have a plan to talk with Parkland. We have a meeting tomorrow. Mr. Benedict and I talk with Parkland about how to get that back on track. So we'll keep you updated. But if there's any further questions, please let us know.
Do we think the fact that it ended up not being dual credit affected the student enrollment in that at all? Or?
That's hard to say since it wasn't offered to them as such.
Students are enrolled in it.
I would have to check on that. I don't know that off the top of my head. It was enough to run the course. So that's usually at the high school. At that level, that's usually 15+ students in the class, so.
Thanks for checking into it and seeing what we can do.
Absolutely, thank you.
Okay. A closed session is necessary tonight for the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees. Is there a motion to approve to go into closed session for that reason?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we will take a roll call vote. At the end of closed session, we do not anticipate any business coming back before the board. So we are going to end our YouTube channel. We will take a quick break. And I have a roll call vote to go into closed session.
Bannister,
Yes.
Jordan,
Yes.
Lamb,
Yes.
McComb,
Yes.
Rock,
Yes.
Severance,
Yes.
McMurray.
Okay, you all ready to close session? Following a quick break. Thank you, everybody.